Brock Purdy was in concussion protocol for much of this week, and he was able to clear it on Friday and make the start against the Cincinnati Bengals. But again, he banged his head on the turf with that whiplash kind of motion. You have to have some concerns because with the player sustaining multiple concussions, we saw that last year with Tua, and Brock is a smaller guy, and in the last 3 weeks that resulted in losses, the San Francisco 49ers, especially Brock Purdy, have looked very bad. A lot of turnovers are piling up for Brock. I mean, it's not looking the greatest. Those 2 interceptions he threw last week against the Minnesota Vikings, and then 2 crucial turnovers that were interceptions and a lost fumble for a total of 3. And we gotta now ask the question, is Brock in a slump, and is he maybe reverting back to the mean? We know that Brock has gotten off to a hot start. He won his first 10 regular season starts, and he was looking great for much of last season and the first 5 games of this year. Like I said, these turnovers have begun to pile up, and he's had issues with being healthy. We know that there was a reason why he was a 7th round pick. He was smaller, not the biggest arm, and now with not being surrounded by an all-world cast, as still Deebo Samuel remains out due to an injury, Brock has now been tasked to take on more of this load, and he's just falling short. I would like to see him respond, but 3 losses in a row is really a red flag. And the turnovers are coming at crucial moments. It's not just like in the first half and this vaunted San Francisco defense is able to get a stop on the next possession. These are turning into touchdowns and teams getting back into the game or lengthening their lead. Both times in this game against the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow was able to take advantage for touchdowns, and it's beginning to be a concern. I think that this 13-game sample size, especially those last 3 games, are becoming tall telling signs and bringing questions and concerns, because you gotta feel for Kyle Shanahan, right? He has had this great offensive scheme. It's just a matter of, can he find the guy to lead this offense? Because he had to deal with Jimmy Garoppolo, he had Trey Lance, that trade didn't go anywhere, and now Brock Purdy. A lot of what ifs. They have their moments, yes, and they have this really talented defense, but there's been consistent lapses with this San Francisco 49er team that hasn't turned into that last piece that they need to push through and win that championship. So they have some things to adjust. It's only 7 weeks into this year. I think they can very well turn the tide, but with them being 2 games back of Philly, I mean, that's a big ask to come back from. And right now, they're even in 2nd place in the NFC West. They trail Seattle. So I think they have a lot to work on, but it's definitely not uncorrectable.